Here, you have a second dictation material. This time, I will introduce the vocabularies has syllables with a final consonant. So the syllable has three elements, so consonant, vowel, and another consonant underneath. And we call that second consonant final consonant. Before we start dictation, I will show the syllable structure you will see in this practice. So first is 각, 논, 궐. Pay special attention to the vowel difference. So here, first one has a vertical vowel, and second syllable has a horizontal vowel, and third one has a combination vowel. Depends on what kind of vowel the syllable has. Syllable looks slightly different. However, the final consonant, the location of final consonant is always underneath, right? So underneath. So keep that in mind, and we will start our dictation practice. Let's do dictation. This time we will do words with final consonant in it. So syllable with final consonants included in those vocabularies we are dealing today. So first word is 학교. In Korean, it is 학교. 학교. Syllable separately. 학교. Together. 학교. If you are ready, here comes the answer. 그 plus 아 and 그 underneath 학 and 그 plus 요 교 학교. Next, restaurant in Korean is 식당. Separately once again, 식당. Together, 식당. 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 So if you are ready, here comes the answer. 스 plus 이 makes a 시 and 그 underneath 식. And 드 plus 아 and circle underneath ng sound. So 식당, 식당. As I mentioned before, if you have a final consonant in the first syllable and second syllable begins with a consonant, then there's a consonant complex and make a tense sound. So even though spelling is a single here, you may pronounce it a little stronger. So 식당, that's okay. So 식당, you don't have to try hard to make a soft D sound. 식당. So 식당 is natural. Next, student in Korean is 학생, 학생, 학생. So 학 we already have done in 학교, so same. 흐 plus 아 and 그 underneath 학. And 생 is 스 plus 에 and ng underneath 생. This one again because final consonant followed by another consonant, so naturally you make a tense sound. So 학생, that's okay. So you don't have to make 학생 like that. So 학생, that's natural. Next, 자, here we have a three-syllable word. Teacher in Korean is 선생님, 선생님, 선생님. Okay, 자, try hard, and then if you are ready, I will show the answer. First, 선. 스 plus 어 and underneath 선. And 생 S plus 에 and ng underneath 생. So it is opposite term of 학생, 선생. And n plus e and m underneath 님, 선생님. 님 is honorific suffix. So when you call teacher, you add 님. So 선생님. Next word is friend in Korean. First syllable 친 and second syllable 구. 친구. So again, 친구 together, 친구. So if you are ready, here comes the answer. 치 plus e makes 치 and n underneath 친, 친, and 그 plus 우, 구, 친구. Next. Next is desk. In Korean, it is 책상. Together, 자, 책상. 자, I will speak slowly each syllable. 책, 상. Together, 책상. 자, I will show the answer. 책, 치 plus 에. Yeah, so you may wonder which 에, but yeah, for this vocabulary, this 에 is used. And 그 underneath 채 and 그 underneath 책. And 스 plus 아, 사, and circle underneath 상, 책상, 책상. Next. Next is pencil. In Korean, syllable by syllable, 연, 필, 연, 필, 연필. Okay, if you are ready, here comes the answer. 연. So if you hear only vowel sound, you cannot start with a vowel, right? So you must have a zero consonant. So 여 and n underneath 연. And p plus e, p, and r underneath 필, 연필, 연필. This is pencil. Next word is shopping, and this is an English word. So we just use it as a loan word. So here comes shopping, shopping, shopping. Okay, if you are ready, here comes the answer. 스 plus 요 makes show, and p plus e, p, and circle underneath 핑, shopping. Okay. Next. 자, this is also another loan word, very commonly used. computer. So 3 syllable. computer, computer, computer. So in English you say computer, but Koreans may, yeah, the T sound is much stronger, they pronounce. So computer, computer. 자, here comes the answer. 크 plus 어 makes 커 and m underneath come. And p plus u, pew, and t plus 어, 터, computer, computer. 자, next. This is longest today, 4 syllable. And again, this is a loan word, television. Okay, so syllable by syllable. 자, first syllable, tell, tell. And second syllable, re, re. And be, be. And 전, 전. And I mentioned before, if English spelling is E, we use O plus E as a S sound, a character. Okay, so darker one. So use the O plus E as A and write the word. Okay, television, television. Okay, if you are ready, let's see the answer. tel, t plus a and r underneath, tel, and l plus a. Okay, so this o plus e, a, that is used, and b plus e, and j plus o, 저, and n underneath, television. Okay, so okay, from now I will show some of the key question words that we will soon use in conversational lessons. So be familiar with those vocabularies, and yeah, you will use soon. First word is when. It is 언제, 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 언제. So you may guess 제 has S sound, so you may guess, but yeah, it has designated as a spelling. So I will show the answer. 언제, on, so O sound, so vowel sound starting. So you must have zero consonant first and N underneath, on. And 제 plus 에. We use this 에. 언제. Next, how. How is 어떻게, 어떻게. I will just show the spelling because there's some things that you need explanation. 자, 어 is easy, right? So vowel sound, so start with zero consonant and vowel 어, and 떠. You may get this, 떠, but as a spelling of this vocabulary, we have this underneath. And 그 plus 에 makes 개. But when I pronounce and people pronounce this 떠 and 흐 combined with 그 and make 크 sound. So it will, 흐 is a special consonant, I said, right? So and they collide together and actually create 크 sound. Okay, so 어떻게, 어떻게. That's how you pronounce this. That's how. Next. And how much in Korean is 얼마나. 자, so syllable by syllable. 얼마나. First syllable. 얼. Okay. 얼마나. 얼마나. Okay. 자, here comes the answer. Again, vowel sound beginning. So you must start with the zero consonant and o and l underneath. 얼, 마, 무 plus 아, and 나, 느 plus 아. 얼마나. Okay, our last word of today, the question word is 몇. 몇. That is how many or what number. And so we will learn this question word in lesson 4 with numbers. So I will say a few more times. 몇. 몇. Okay, here comes the answer. 무 plus 여 and 치 underneath for spelling of this particular word. However, 몇. So you can place 드 here or 트 here or 스 or double 스 or 즈 and also 흐 placed all pronounced same, but this vocabulary 치 is underneath and 몇, and this is a spelling of how many or what number. That's all for today. We have practiced 11 words and 4 key question words that have a syllable with a final consonant in it. I hope you enjoyed this dictation practice. 감사합니다. 안녕히 계세요.